Welcome to another Kevin's English Schools video. Please like, subscribe and comment. Have you ever thought about why do we value quotes so much? It's a question that might seem simple, but it unravels a deep truth about us as humans. We are by nature seekers of wisdom, and quotes serve as a condensed form of this wisdom. They inspire us, motivate us, and give us a fresh perspective on life. Think about it. A well-crafted quote can communicate a profound thought in just a few words. A thought that would otherwise take paragraphs to explain. And the beauty of quotes, they are universal. They can transcend culture, time, and geographical boundaries. A quote from centuries ago can still resonate with us today, making us feel connected to those who came before us. So why do we value quotes? Because they are the essence of human wisdom, neatly packaged into bite-sized pieces. To understand this, we will delve into some famous English quotes, their historical context, and the wisdom they carry. Our first quote comes from the 16th century, spoken by the great playwright William Shakespeare. In the world of literature, Shakespeare is a towering figure, a beacon of creativity whose works have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. He was a man of his time, a product of the Elizabethan era in England, a period of great social and cultural change. Now, let's delve into one of his most famous quotes. From his play As You Like It, Shakespeare wrote, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players." But what does this mean? This quote is from a monologue in which a character, Jacques, reflects on the different stages of human life. He suggests that life is a performance, and we, men and women, are merely actors. We have our entrances and exits and play many parts in our time. The quote is a profound reflection on the roles people play throughout their lives. From birth to death, we are all acting, playing different roles at different times. We're born, we grow up, we love, we struggle, and finally, we depart from the world. It's a philosophical view of life, showing how we move through different stages, each with its unique challenges and experiences. In essence, Shakespeare is telling us that life is a play and we are the characters, performing our parts as best we can. At the same time, it's important to remember the historical context in which Shakespeare was writing. The theatre was a significant part of life in Elizabethan England. The metaphor of the world as a stage would have resonated deeply with audiences of that time. And even now, several centuries later, the quote continues to hold relevance. It's a reminder of the fleeting nature of life and the roles we play within it. We're all part of the grand play that is life, each playing our part. And like any good play, it's full of drama, comedy, love, and tragedy. This quote still resonates today, reminding us of the fleeting nature of life and our roles in it. Fast forward to the 20th century, we encounter a quote from the wartime Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Winston Churchill. Today's spotlight is on a man of courage and resilience, known for his inspiring speeches and indomitable spirit during the Second World War. The quote we're discussing is, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts." These words were born out of a time when the world was in turmoil, nations were at war, and uncertainty was the order of the day. Winston Churchill, as the Prime Minister, was tasked with leading the United Kingdom through this difficult period. He had to rally his people, keep their spirits high, and instill in them the will to persevere. Now let's dissect this quote a bit. Success is not final. What Churchill is saying here is that achieving success is not the end of the journey. It's not a destination where you can sit back and rest. Instead, it's a point on your path that shows you're moving in the right direction. It's a sign that you're doing something right, but there's always more to do, more to achieve. The next part, failure is not fatal, is equally profound. It's a reminder that stumbling, making mistakes, or not reaching your goals right away is not the end. It doesn't mean you've lost. Failure is just an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Finally, it is the courage to continue that counts. This is the crux of the quote. It's not about the success or the failure. It's about the courage to keep going, to keep trying no matter what. It's about not giving up when the going gets tough. It's about the will to carry on, even when the odds are stacked against you. Churchill's words were a beacon of hope in a time of despair, a rallying cry for a nation at war. but they're also timeless, applicable to any challenge we face in life. Even in the face of adversity, Churchill's words remind us to keep going. Regardless of the difficulties we encounter, we must remember to persevere, to have courage, and to never give up. Now, we move across the Atlantic to the United States, where civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. made his mark. Martin Luther King Jr. was a man who wore many hats. He was a minister, an activist, but more importantly, he was a beacon of hope for millions during the civil rights movement of the 1960s. One of his most famous quotes, which continues to resonate with people worldwide, is, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." This quote was part of a larger speech that King delivered in 1963 during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. This was a time when racial segregation was enforced in parts of the United States and people of color were denied basic human rights. King's quote was a rallying cry against such injustice. But what does this quote mean exactly? Well, when King mentions his 4 little children, he's not just referring to his own offspring. He's speaking on behalf of all parents who hope for a better, fairer world for their children. His dream is about a future where people are not prejudged or discriminated against because of their skin color. Instead, he dreams of a world where people are evaluated based on their character, their actions, and their moral compass. This quote is about equality and justice. It's about creating a society where everyone is given a fair chance, where everyone's treated with respect and dignity, regardless of their race or ethnicity. It's a reminder that we should always strive to treat others the way we want to be treated. King's dream was not just about the United States. It was a universal message, a dream that applies to all nations, all people. It was a call to action for us to create a world where everyone is judged not on their physical appearance, but on their actions and their character. So as we reflect on this quote, let us remember its essence. It's not just a call for racial equality, but a call for human equality. It's a call for us to be better, to do better. King's dream remains a powerful call for fairness and equality. From Shakespeare to King, these quotes have shaped our understanding of the world. In our journey through history's most profound words, we've delved into the minds of some of the greatest thinkers, leaders, and writers that have ever graced our world. Each quote, a testament to its author's wisdom and insight, continues to resonate with us even centuries later. We began with the bard himself, William Shakespeare, whose words, "To be or not to be, that is the question," continue to echo in the halls of literature and philosophy. This quote from Hamlet is a profound reflection on life and death, choice and consequence. It's a timeless contemplation, a question we all grapple with in different ways throughout our lives. Then we moved on to the indomitable spirit of Winston Churchill. His words, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts," remain a beacon of resilience in the face of adversity. Churchill's quote reminds us that success is not a destination, but a journey. It's an ongoing process that requires courage, determination, and the will to keep going despite the odds. Next, we turn to the inspiring words of Martin Luther King Jr. "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." King's quote is a powerful call for equality and justice, a dream that continues to inspire movements towards social justice and equality around the globe. Each of these quotes, from Shakespeare's existential dilemma to Churchill's resilient spirit and King's dream of equality, has stood the test of time. They continue to inspire us, provoke thought, and guide our actions. They serve as reminders of our shared humanity and our collective aspirations. These quotes have not just survived the passing of time, they have thrived, finding new relevance and resonance with each generation. They have been spoken, written, and read in countless ways, in countless contexts. Yet their core messages remain the same. They teach us about life, about ourselves, and about the world we live in. They encourage us to question, to strive, to dream, and to act. As we reflect on these timeless words of wisdom, we are reminded of their enduring power. They serve as a bridge, connecting us to the past, grounding us in the present, and guiding us towards the future. As we navigate our own lives, may these words of wisdom guide and inspire us. Remember, the power of a quote lies not just in its words, but in its meaning and the actions it inspires.